going to have a self-deportation program, which we haven't even announced yet. I guess I'm announcing it to you. Why not, Rachel? Here it is. The only thing I haven't determined is what are we going to do? We're going to give them a stipend. We're going to give them some money and a plane ticket. And then we're going to work with them. If they're good, if we want them back in, we're going to work with them to get them back in as quickly as we can.
Amazing.
Fantastic, okay. People hold on tight, because we're going to explore what possibly the most bizarre science fiction plotline ever. But spoiler alert, it's true. It's not Black Mirror. This is the actual baby factory owned by Elon Musk. It appears that Elon Musk, the man who sends rockets into space, acquires social media companies on a whim, and fires staff members like he's running a video game, is attempting to repopulate the planet on his own. In a dystopian Easter special, the Wall Street Journal claims that Musk is a father of at least 14 children and possibly more unidentified little Musk strewn all over the world like Easter eggs. This is where things become very sci-fi. It has been stated that he is searching for surrogate mothers using his own social media empire. When you include million-dollar NDAs, you have a billionaire breeding program that makes Genghis Khan appear inexperienced. Jimmy Kimmel, the late-night host, has already given him a nickname. Lex Sex Luthor seems unsettlingly realistic given that Elon seems to have more in mind than merely colonizing Mars. His goal is to contaminate his own DNA. So, as Father Earth, let's examine the insanity. Is he humanity's final hope? Or is he just the wealthiest man on the planet laughing?
Elon Musk is the subject of an investigative report into his harem of baby mamas. The Wall Street Journal, of all places, published a bonkers account of Musk's efforts to seed the world in his own image. The story said he's been using his social media platform to recruit women to carry his children, and then he buys their silence with multi-million-dollar non-disclosure agreements. Who said romance is dead? You know? It is believed that Elon has fathered at least 14 children, and based on this photograph, he may have given birth to them, too. He's carrying a few around in his pouch like a kangaroo. Sources told the Journal they believe there could be more mini Musks out there, many more mini Musks. You've heard of Alien versus Predator? Elon might be both of them. He has stated in the past that he believes declining birth rates are the greatest threat to humanity, which I'm not sure what planet Elon lives on. This one seems full to me. You ever go to Costco on a Saturday?
First of all, this is more than just a comedy. This is a full-fledged attack against right-wing politics through satire. Trump's contrived brutality is what we're discussing. The conservative media takes Elon Musk's tech brooding program, and the cosplay culture war crap is truth. Jimmy Kimmel doesn't mince words. This is what happens when the clowns take over the circus. He says, slicing through the McGorverse with comedy like a scalpel. The absurdism follows. And the magic trick is that Kimmel exaggerates the insanity into a full-fledged caricature rather than merely making fun of it. Since the real world already sounds like a failed TL sketch, let's face it, turning up the volume to 11 is the only way to make your point. Parody now magnifies the truth rather than distorting it. However, beneath the laughing lies a deeper river of worn-out, soul-tied frustration that we are all carrying. It's the belief that nothing changes, regardless of how ridiculous things get, how many scandals make the news, or how obvious the hypocrisy gets. Facts are irrelevant. The background hum is outrage. Logic has taken a backseat. And in this political twilight zone, where yelling into the blank is essentially self-care, we are all simply trying to keep our minds straight. Yes, you do laugh, but it's a tired laugh, because there's that nagging fear behind every joke. This is more than just a humorous speech. It is group therapy for a country that has lost all sense of its purpose.
That the White House is at war with Harvard University. Trump has frozen now $2 billion worth of funds for Harvard until they agree to a thorough de-woking. And today we learned that the IRS is taking steps to revoke Harvard's status as a tax-exempt university. One of the reasons Trump claims he's lashing out is Harvard's failure, in his opinion, to crack down on anti-Semitism. Fox and Friends have been hammering Harvard pretty hard on that, too, because, well, as you could see this morning, those hosts of that show have a deep connection to the Jewish community.
This is coming from their side, not the courage to put
their name on it, but a Biden campaign worker.
A former campaign worker says it takes a special level of chutzpah as the man most responsible for re-electing Donald Trump to decide it's your voice that is missing in this moment.
No, it's a special level of chutzpah, indeed. I'm guessing Ainsley didn't host a Passover dinner this year.
Trump in a classic, the elitist mode still irritates me. Just gives Harvard $2 billion in federal cash because he claims the university hasn't done enough to combat anti-Semitism. But hold on, things will get more interesting. Additionally, he is threatening to revoke Harvard's tax-exempt status, which is essentially financial carpet bombing for a university. Let's be clear now. Campus anti-Semitism is a significant problem that has to be addressed, but coming from the same person who has been micromanaging curricula, banning books, and treating public education like a hostile foreign power, yes, protecting pupils is not the goal here. The goal is to penalize organizations who refuse to adopt the mega theory. Naturally, Fox News is in full theater mode, abruptly changing its image to one of steadfast advocates of the Jewish faith. When Jimmy Kimmel made fun of them for ostentatiously conducting Passover Seders during commercial breaks and jokingly spouting Torah over Tucker repeats, he was spot on. Moral leadership is not what we are witnessing. It's political retaliation masquerading as virtue. Trump does not oppose anti-Semitism. He has sent a message. If I fail, your funding will succeed. Harvard is only the initial domino. Freeze the money. Put the tax benefits at risk. Then observe how the rest of academia follows suit. It's a culture war with an authoritarian edge suppression through IIS. So no, the goal is greater compliance rather than education. Additionally, you haven't been paying attention if you believe it ends with Harvard. Stay around. There is no end in sight to the war on woke. Phase 2 is just getting started. Heading to...
We have a self-deportation program, which we haven't even announced yet. I guess I'm announcing it to you. Why not, Rachel? Here it is. The only thing I haven't determined is what are we going to do? We're going to give them a stipend. We're going to give them some money and a plane ticket. And then we're going to work with them. If they're good, if we want them back in, we're going to work with them to get them back in as quickly as we can.
Amazing.
Amazing. What a deal. You know, usually when Trump offers an immigrant money and plane tickets to go away, it's because he's getting divorced. But Melania's like, am I eligible for this? So the plan, as I understand it, and I'm sure we'll get more details, is if you're an undocumented immigrant, Trump wants you to go home, but if you're good at home, he will get you back into the country. They will fly you out of the country and then bring you back. Who came up with this plan? Spirit Airlines? But this is why he's the common sense president. We will no longer be penetrated by foreigners. Our Secretary of Homeland Security, Kristi Noem, has been tackling the crisis at the border in an interesting way by playing dress up. She has so many different looks. She's got police officer, she's got cowboy, biker, soldier, sailor, construction worker, and Native American. She dresses up as all the village people. And then we have Elon Musk.
Trump now wants to compensate illegal immigrants to leave the nation. You heard correctly. A one-way ticket out for cash, followed by a plot twist he might allow them to return if they behave. Is this a perverted spirit or an immigration policy? Airlines promotion where your return trip is contingent on Trump's fluctuations in mood. It seems as though he looked at one of the most contentious and deeply ingrained topics in America and said, you know what, this needs Venmo and vibes. The reasoning behind this, if we can call it that, seems to have been brainwashed during a true social meltdown. Maybe re-import them after deporting them. It is not policy. That is the plot of a boomer sitcom. Giving someone an Uber and telling them to return on Thursday, but only if I haven't unfollowed them by then, is like throwing someone out of your house. Additionally, the joke essentially writes itself. Trump typically offers an airline ticket and immigration money when the prenuptial agreement has just taken effect. Melania likely heard about this plan and said, wait, am I eligible? So let's pause and review this chaotic carnival. Trump wants to compensate individuals to quit. Musk is creating a space dynasty through gene editing. Additionally, Harvard is being forced into a taxpayer-funded turf war that is masquerading as moral outrage. Do you believe that reality is finally giving up and auditioning for The Onion? Or is this satire finally catching up to reality? Please share your opinions in the comments section below. So that you don't miss another episode of True Sarcasm, and whatever the hell this timeline is, please remember to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell if you enjoyed this crazy voyage into the twilight zone of American politics. Thank you for viewing.